everyone, it's Alyssa and welcome to You Can Learn Math. Today we're going to be talking about long division with polynomials. This is one of those topics that a lot of students run screaming for the hills when they see it because it is long, it is a little bit tedious. There's only really two, I would say, main things that will trip you up. It's mostly just being very methodical and very careful, and you'll be able to do this. Let's just jump right in because I want to give you several examples of different ways this can pan out. Let's just start with something like this. These are just problems that I've pulled off various free worksheets that are provided on the internet. Thank you, internet. You're so kind. Okay, so here we have x squared plus 14x plus 38 divided by x plus 8. First thing you want to do is rewrite it more like a standard, like you did in elementary school, long division. Okay, and I'm going to erase this, just keep this a little cleaner. Number one piece of advice, don't worry about this plus 8. No matter what you're dividing by, don't worry about anything other than the first term. This is an afterthought. It'll take care of itself. We have to include it in the multiplication when we're multiplying back, things like that, but don't focus on it. Just like, who cares? This is what you're going to focus on, just the x. So here's how you do it. You go with this term, your first term, and you go to the first term of what you're dividing into. And this is the question you're going to ask. X times what equals x squared? I know in normal long division we say how many times does a number, like say if it was like 3 into 724. How many times does 3 go into 7? It goes in 2 times. That's not an exact analogy to this because we can't say it goes part of a time and then there's a remainder. It has to cancel out in the next step, which you'll see in a minute. So whatever this is, if it's a fraction, if it's a whole number, if it's a variable, whatever would solve this and make it true, that's what you put. So x times, in this case, it's just x. Actually, I'm going to write this in red. X times x equals x squared. Next, just like in normal long division, we would multiply back. We're going to multiply x by both of these things, and then we're going to write it down here below. X times x is x squared. X times 8 is 8x. Now this next move I'm about to do is where so many mistakes get made. We're subtracting all this. Again, very similar to traditional long division. But again, you're subtracting all of it. So it's x squared minus x squared and 14x minus a positive 8x. If this were a negative 8, then it would be minus a negative 8x. As you can guess, this can be very tricky. It can be very confusing. One method you might choose, do whatever makes the most sense to you. You can either leave it like this, or you could change this to a plus and then change everything inside to a negative. Again, this is up to you, but that's a way you can do it if it's more, if it makes more sense to you and you can keep it straight. So x squared minus x squared equals 0. They cancel out. That has to happen. You cannot be bringing anything here. Nothing. That has to cancel out and be 0. 14x minus 8x is 6x. Then I bring down the next term, 38. Next round, again, I'm only looking at this x, and I'm only looking at this first term, 6x. Again, I'm going to ask myself, x times what equals 6x? 6. X times 6 equals 6x. So, all right, 6. Now I'm going to multiply back by both of those and write it down here. 6 times x is 6x. 6 times 8 is 48. I am subtracting all of that. 6x minus 6x is 0. Good, it canceled out. That's what has to happen. 38 minus a positive 48 is negative 10. So I have a remainder of negative 10. Now the way you write this answer is, first you write the x plus 6, then it's going to be plus, well in this case it's a negative 10, so you could write a minus, but you know, either way it's fine. So x plus 6, then you're going to add the remainder, and the remainder, this is how you write it. You don't write like remainder negative 10. No, excuse me. You're going to write negative 10 over whatever your divisor was back here, goes under there, over x plus 8. And that's your answer. Right. Now this method works even if you have more higher variables, longer things you're dividing into. Same thing. So here's one. X cubed plus 5x squared minus 32x minus 7 divided by x minus 4. Same exact thing. No matter how long this gets, this could be x to the 25th and then a whole bunch of stuff after. No matter how long, you keep doing this same process I just showed you over and over and over again. Same thing. X times what equals x cubed? X squared. Multiply it back. I multiply it by both of them and I write it down here. X squared times x is x cubed. X squared times negative 4 is negative 4x squared. I'm subtracting all of that. Be careful. X cubed minus x cubed is nothing. They've canceled out. Woohoo! 5x squared minus a negative makes it plus a positive. 4x squared is now 9x squared. That right there is what trips up so many students. X times what equals 9x squared? Positive 9x. Then I multiply it back by both of those and I write it down here. 9x times x is 9x squared. 9x times negative 4 is negative 36x. Once again, I'm subtracting all of this. 9x squared minus 9x squared is 0. Negative 32x minus a negative 36x is 4x, because the minus a negative is like plus a positive. Bring down the next term, minus 7. X times what equals 4x? Positive 4. Multiply back by both those terms, write it down there. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times negative 4 is negative 16. I'm subtracting all of that. 4x minus 4x is 0. Negative 7 minus a negative 16 is a positive 9. So my answer is x squared plus 9x plus 4 plus my remainder, which I write as the number I got over what I divided by, x minus 4. My last example I'm going to give you is when you have something a little different. So this is when you have something like this. Actually, I'm going to write it the way it's presented first. So x cubed minus 4x divided by x plus 2. Here's the thing. I have an x and I have a 2. It goes all the way down to there is no x as far as my terms go. Over here I don't. I have an x cubed, I have a 4x. I don't have an x squared, I don't have a constant, which is just a number. So something has to change. Here's what has to change. I have to add in zeros for those. Okay. So x plus 2 into x cubed minus 0x squared minus 4x plus 0. X times what equals x cubed? X squared. I multiply back by both those things and I subtract. X squared times x is x cubed. X squared times 2 is 2x squared. I subtract all of this. And now I'm realizing that I put it as minus 0x squared instead of plus. Does it matter? No, it doesn't. I don't know why I did that. It doesn't matter. Okay, so x cubed minus x cubed is nothing. Now you can see why we had to put this here. Because I have to be able to subtract my 2x squared from another x squared. I can't subtract it because if I didn't have this here, this would be a 4x. I can't subtract an x squared from a 4x. Can't do it. So we have to have that placeholder there to make this work. So 0x squared minus a positive 2x squared is negative 2x squared. Bring down my next term. Okay, x times what equals negative 2x squared? Negative 2x. All right, multiply times both. Write it down here. Negative 2x times x is negative 2x squared. Negative 2x times 2 is negative 4x. Oh, look how nicely that worked out. So I'm going to subtract all those. Negative 2x squared minus a negative 2x squared cancels out. Negative 4x minus a negative 4x cancels out and gives me 0. Bring down 0. X times what equals 0? 0. So there's nothing more to write. My answer is simply x squared minus 2x. I hope you enjoyed that today. If it was helpful, useful in any way, please like, share, subscribe. You know the drill. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you have a great day. See you later. Bye.